Hello, my beautiful artists. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing pretty good. And today we are starting our projects for line. Like I said, our lessons work in 2 week spans. So last week was our lesson week online, and this week is our project week. Now I know we had some problems with Seesaw, and the line packet didn't get uploaded till very late. So I am making both the line packet and this project due by Friday of this week. So you guys have a little bit more time on that. And I had actually made the line packet where it was all, so like we got the first page, you have your line work, and then you have your project page. So y'all should be able, if you want, you should be able to just do this work and then immediately go to this work and do it like that. Another option, just the same with the line packet. Either way, you can do both your line work stuff as well as your project on a separate sheet of paper, and then just take a picture of those papers and submit it. I do want, with this, make sure you're putting the name of the line you're using when you make your line, if you're doing it on a separate sheet of paper and not just in the box. And yeah. So we're going to be drawing castles using different kinds of lines. Ooh. And there's no right or wrong way to draw your castle. I want you guys to close your eyes, think of the most wonderful, magical, beautiful castle you can draw, and then show me it. Yes. And for my kindergarten, pre-K friends who are watching this, you guys need to use at least 3 different kinds of lines, but I'd love for you to use even more. And then for my 1st and 2nd grade friends, I want you guys to use at least 5 different kinds of lines. But again, I encourage you to use more. I'm going to try to use a different kind of line for every part of my castle. So yeah, I think that's all I've got for instructions. So let's just jump into it. Let's go. All right. Allow me to adjust my camera. Here we go. Erasing my paper. There we go. That's good. All right. So, what do we want to use first? So I'm going to start with the main building of my castle, which is just going to be a rectangle. So I'm going to make each one of those lines a different kind. We'll start with a straight line, and let's go into a zigzag for this part. And I'm going to go ahead and write the different kinds of lines I'm using next to it, just so it's really easily identified. You guys do not have to do that, but I do encourage it. Let's do a thick line for our second wall, our third wall, I guess technically. That's pretty thick. And then how about we do a curvy line for our final one of our main buildings. So here we got let me write those down. So we have thick and we have curvy. I should write that. Pause for the cause. Bear with me. I'm going to write this on the inside. Okay. So here we go. I have my main building. I've used 4 different kinds of lines already for just the main, for my first section. So for my kindergartners, there you go. There's your grade. No, not really. Please do more than just this for a castle, because it's a castle. So I'm going to add some details into this no, I'll save the detail work for later. Let's make some towers for our castle. I'm going to make a loopy tower. So here's our first tower for the castle. And then I'm gonna make three. I'm gonna make 3 towers. So let's do a wavy. Ooh, this is kind of hard. There we go. I'm getting into it. For our second tower. I'm gonna add a little straight up and down triangle to that one. And then how about a scalloped tower? There we go. And now I'm going to, so now I have my the main drawing for my castle. Got all of my main buildings, and now I can go in and add some detail. I think I'm gonna make a door, so I'm gonna make a dotted line door. That's going to look like this. I'm gonna put a line through the middle, and I'm gonna just make some square doorknobs like that. Make a couple little extra dots so it's really clear that this is supposed to be a door. Here we go. We've got a nice little dotted door. I think I want to make some windows, so I'm going to make a thin line window where I'm just going to use the very, very tip of my pencil to make a thin line window. There we go. Kind of hard to see. Let me get this closer. There. Can kind of see it. It's a thin line one. I'm going to color these in and it'll be clearer when we get to that part. And then let's make a dashed window. So we've got that. There we go. Now we have 2 windows for our main building. Let's do one more in the center, and we will make that one a spiral window. So we're gonna have some spirals here. I just realized I stopped labeling, so I'll go back and label in a little bit. And there we go. Now I have my 3 windows. I have a thin one, a dashed one, and a spiral. Let me write that. Dashed, spiral, thin, and then over here we had a loopy, a wavy, and a scalloped tower. And now I think I'm gonna add some windows to my towers. I think I'm just gonna do it on these ones. And I've got a bumpy left. So let's do a bumpy one. Have I done curvy? Yes, I have. So a bumpy, like we had practiced a bumpy line, just kind of, it doesn't really have a rhyme or reason to it. It kind of just messes itself up on the way up. It's really good for texture on rocks and things like that. And I'm just kind of letting the pencil do its thing. I'm kind of holding it a little bit looser so that it just kind of does what it wants to. Now we have a bumpy window. Bumpy. And last but not least, I'm going to add one more window over here. And it looks like I've used all of my lines at least once. So I'm going to make this one, I'm going to make another curvy window for this one because it kind of matches with the scalloped look I have going on there. Yeah, that works. All right, that curvy. And there we have it. That is our main castle. I think it turned out pretty good. And now let's color it in. Yeah, I'm gonna use crayons because we love crayons over here in Miss Braun's art room. I'm gonna make my main building yellow. I think I've always liked yellow. I've always thought it was very bright and just a happy color. And I don't know about y'all's castle, but I have a happy castle. So there we go. And I'm also going to go ahead and fill in my little details. I'm just going to do them in orange. So we've got my dotted door. Little doorknobs. And then I'll do a different kind of orange for the windows. We want to be, with our thin window, we want to be sure that we're just using the very tip of our crayon or marker, whatever utensil you guys are using. Now let's do our curvy window. Now marker, or especially a colored pencil, would be better for coloring in these curves because they're really, not curves, spirals. I hope I didn't say curvy window before, I'm sorry. It's my spiral window. And a colored pencil or marker would be better for that just because it's more controlled than a crayon is. And now I'm doing my dashed window. And there we go. I've got the inside of my castle all colored in. So pretty. Now let's go up to our loopy tower. And you guys, I cannot wait to see the kind of castles that you guys create. I think they're going to be really interesting. I'm going to go ahead and use another kind of green for this bumpy window. I'll get to that when we get there. But so there's our bumpy window. Let's do a wavy tower. We're going to make it pink. Because again, I've always thought of pink as another happy color. And I have a happy tower. So I'm using happy colors. And we just have our little triangle. I want you guys to make sure you're taking your time and doing your best work. We're going to make our scalloped tower this kind of reddish, pinkish, purplish color. It's called red violet, which means it's like red and purple mixed. And then let's color in our curvy window. All right. And there we go. I have my beautiful colored line castle. Yay! I think it turned out pretty good. And now that I'm done with that, I'm going to start on the background. I do want you guys to add a background to your castles. It doesn't have to be fancy like mine is just going to be a nice day in the kingdom. So I'm going to make some grass, just color in some grass, some easy grass. I'm using a kind of a back and forth, almost kind of zigzaggy motion to give it some dimension. make sure that you can see there's like different parts of the grass. I'm not being super detailed with this, like I could be, but that's okay for this project. And then I'm gonna make a sun. It's a bright, sunny day up in here. And make some yellow. And then I always like to add multiple colors to my sun. I always like to add a little bit of orange and sometimes a little bit of red because the sun has tints of all of that in real life. And then last but not least, I'm going to make my sky. So I'm going to just color in the surrounding area blue. Try to be as careful as possible to get in all of these spaces without getting the color into my castle. I should have colored my castle in, but I'm not trying to have a 20-minute video for you guys. So we just kind of going through this a little bit quicker. But I've made my background. If this would, I don't want to make you guys sit through a video longer than you absolutely have to. But normally I'd probably add some flowers, some trees. I'm not the best at drawing animals, but I might try to draw like a little bunny or like a path leading up to the castle. I might do that. I might make a little path leading up to my castle pretty quick. And get the very top. I would have probably added some clouds too, but I didn't think about it until right now. So I'm going to add a real quick path leading up to my castle door. Oh look, there's another kind of line. And even though I should have thought of this sooner so that it wouldn't be green, but that's okay. I'm going to make this a brick path, which messed that up. That's okay. A really simple way to do bricks is to do alternating lines. So like you put 2 lines in the first box and then you'd only put 1 line in the middle right there, and it kind of makes a cool like brick look. I'm going to see if I can just lightly color this in gray so it doesn't look completely green, which is it's a little bit too late for that, but that's okay. All right, and there we go. There is our line castle. It turned out pretty good, and I can't wait to see y'all. So that's it. That's our video for today. Again, I encourage you to use as many different kinds of lines as possible, and doing it on a separate sheet of paper and then taking a picture, uploading it is more than fine. But if you want to use the page that is on our line packet for it, that is also more than acceptable. I definitely want to see some backgrounds. I definitely want to see your creativity, and I think that's it. I'm so excited to see them, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.